Today's our topic of discussion is the nucleus. Nucleus, in which we are going to see its structure, in detail. Now, structure of nucleus of a eukaryotic cell, it become more distinct in the non-dividing cell or during the interphase. Means during interphase, we can able to just see very clearly the nucleus. Such an interphase nucleus is made up of what? It made up of the nuclear envelope which covers it. It contains the nucleoplasm inside it, and again it having the chromatin network inside. Okay. Now let's see about the nuclear envelope. Nuclear envelope is double-walled delimiting membrane of the nucleus. It consists of two walls, two membrane, that is the outer nuclear membrane and the inner membrane, nuclear membrane. Okay. These two membranes are separated from each other by the perinuclear space. The space is there present between the outer nuclear membrane and inner nuclear membrane. Okay, that is called as the perinuclear space, and which is about 10 to 50 nm. Outer nuclear membrane is connected with the endoplasmic reticulum at places. We again just studied it in during the endoplasmic reticulum, that in the whatever the rough endoplasmic reticulum are there, they are just having the ribosomes on their wall, and these endoplasmic reticulum are just present from this nuclear membrane. Okay, so what I am going to say here, that outer membrane is connected with the endoplasmic reticulum at places, and it having the ribosomes on it. The inner membrane is lined by nuclear lamina. Nuclear lamina is nothing but the network of protein fibers that helps in maintaining the whole shape of the nucleus. These two membranes, that is the outer and inner membrane, along with the perinuclear space, helps in separating the nucleoplasm from the cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is present in the cell outside the nucleus, that is called as cytoplasm, and the plasma which is present inside the nucleus is called as the nucleoplasm. Okay, so these membrane or the nuclear membrane are actually helps to separate this cytoplasm from the nucleoplasm. However, nuclear membrane is not continuous. We are able to see here that the nuclear membrane is not continuous. It is interrupted at regular interval. Okay, and the places there where a small openings are there, that is called as the nuclear pore. Okay, nuclear pore or called as the nucleopore. Okay, nucleopores are guarded by the pore complexes, which actually regulate the flow of substance from the nucleus to the cytoplasm and from the cytoplasm to the nucleus. Okay, so these nuclear pore are actually helpful for the regulating the flow of substances to inside to outside and vice versa. Nucleoplasm is again called as the karyolymph. Okay, nucleoplasm is called as the karyolymph, and which contains the various substances like nucleic acid, protein, minerals, other salts. It contains chromatin network and nucleolus also. This is the chromatin network, and it is about the nucleolus. Nucleolus is another component of the nucleus which is not bound by the cell membrane. There is no cell membrane or cell wall is present, cell membrane is present around this nucleolus. This nucleolus is made up of RNA and ribosomal protein, and it is known as the site of ribosome biosynthesis. Okay, ribosome synthesis is done in the nucleolus. Depending on the synthetic activity of the cell, there are maybe one or more nucleoli present in the nucleus, in the nucleoplasm. Okay, for example, the cells of oocyte contain the large nucleolus, because where the synthetic activity is much more. Okay, in oocyte, it is for the more synthetic activity are done there in the oocyte. That's why in the oocyte which having the large nucleolus. But what about the sperm? In the sperm cell which having the very small inconspicuous nucleolus. So they appear as a dense spherical bodies present near the chromatin network. They produce RNA and ribosomal protein, which are then transported to the cytoplasm and are assembled together to form the ribosome. Okay. Now let's see the structure of chromatin. Nucleus contains genetic information in the form of chromosome, which are nothing but DNA molecules. So, what the nucleus contains? Nucleus contains the genetic material in the form of chromosome. Okay, and the DNA molecule are associated with the protein. In a non-dividing cell, the chromosome appear as thread-like network and cannot be identified individually. This network is called as the chromatin. The chromatin material contain DNA, histone. See, the chromatin contain this diagram clearly says that whatever the chromatin is there, that contain the DNA, histone, and the non-histone protein also. Okay, and again it having the RNA. Okay, in some region of chromatin, here just a minute, in some region of the chromatin, DNA is more and it genetically active. Okay, that region is called as the euchromatin. See, there here in this region, which is shows somewhat faded structure, here less condensed region where the gene expression takes place. Okay, and it stains lighter during the staining procedure. Okay, so what I say, in some region of chromatin, DNA is more and genetically active and is called as the euchromatin. On the other side, in some region that contain more of the protein and less DNA and are genetically inert, okay, that are called as the heterochromatin. Okay, euchromatin genetically active, heterochromatin genetically inactive, inert we can say. Okay, and in heterochromatin less DNA is there, in euchromatin more DNA is present. Okay, next to this, when the cell prepare to divide, the chromosome coils and get condensed at the metaphase stage. They become distinct and can be clearly identified. Okay, we will study the detailed structure of this and again such a structure in next chapters. Every species of the living organism has specific number of chromosomes. Okay, like a human being having the 46 pair of chromosome 46 chromosomes are there, means 23 pairs of chromosomes are there in the human being. Okay, likewise the other organism having the constant number of chromosome, and accordingly we can identify if we got the material of chromosome. Okay, from just knowing the how many chromosomes are there in that particular cell, we are able to know of which animal or of which plant this particular cell is belongs to. The nucleus contains entire genetic information, hence play important role in heredity and variation. It is the site for synthesis of DNA, RNA and ribosome. It plays important role in protein synthesis. Chromosome number being constant for a species, so it is important in the phylogenetic studies also. Nucleus thus is the master cell organelle which actually responsible for carrying the genetic material. Okay, so it's all about the master cell organelle, nucleus.